What's going on? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to my fourth video. Uh, the first video was my introduction. The second video was my journey to Christ, and my third video is about God's grace while I was in high school. Um, so now this fourth video is going to be about God's inspiration. Uh, I think you can call it God's inspiration. I don't know. I'll let you to be judge on it, but that's how I look at it. Is it's like an inspiration. God inspiring me. So like I said, in high school, God gave me a second chance at life, and then with that second chance, I decided to join the military, the Marine Corps to be exact. And I say it was really the Holy Spirit like guiding me in this. That's the way I look at it when I look back. Like it wasn't me, it was like something outside of me was pushing me to do certain things because I remember I when it was a bunch of things happening that was pointing me towards the military, and then I remember a voice in my head saying that I needed to go to the military for the discipline, because I didn't have discipline in my life or in my household, like not no real, strict discipline. So I needed some discipline, in my life, and going to the military was gonna give me that. So I went on ahead and I did it. I was like, yeah, yeah, that's what I need to do. I'm going to go in the military. But like I said, I wasn't never thinking about going into the military ever. Not into that point in my life right there. And I end up going into the military. Like I went to boot camp right after I graduated, like a week after. So it was like straight on to boot camp. Like everything happened quick. I didn't make that decision until like 2 months before I graduated. So everything was just like kind of like fast paced and quick and just you know I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm trusting in God. I ain't say that back then, but that's how I was moving. Was I was just going with the flow with everything that was coming to me. I was way more open. So so I went to boot camp, and boot camp, like I mentioned, man, if you not ready or understand, like if you can sit there and look at the videos on TV and YouTube and stuff, but it's nothing like actually experiencing it, because every situation is different. Some people might go through boot camp and it be, a breeze or whatever. They might have some good drill instructors. But, if you got some drill instructors, and then also it just depends on how you treat it. Some drill instructors might favor you and they might treat you a certain type of way, or, you might just been prepared because you was in ROTC and your father was in, you got all this type of support. You mentally ready. But when you ain't ready for it, it's like it's all shocking, from getting in and they screaming at you, they won't let you call nobody, you totally isolated from all your loved ones. And this is Marine Corps. I don't know if the Army is the same way, but they isolate you. You can't, they give you that one call when you first get into boot camp. You know, I made it here. Uh, See you when I graduate, and then you hang up. That's all. So you do that, then they got you up late hours, trying to get you registered in and going through all different shots and stuff like that. You got to get in, different paperwork you got to sign. You don't know what you signing, you just doing it. And they just, like I said, they treat you like crap. Like you just the scum of the earth. Like they is just treating you like trash. And I wasn't. I wasn't used to that. I wasn't, like I said, I came from a background of none but love. So I wasn't used to all that, negativity, even though, like I said, you might see that stuff in the streets, but that's like, it wasn't home. Like, being, when you go to boot camp, it's like your home. This is you, this is your place, and you are here, and you forever here. So I didn't have that at home or whatever. And I ain't want to deal with that, but I had to. But it was a wake up for me. It was like, man, what I got myself into. Like, uh, I don't even know why I'm here. You know, I just, like I said, it was just like, I'm thinking like I made a mistake probably. And so the first week, you don't actually see your drill instructors. You have this one drill instructor that's getting you all together, getting everything you need to get for your bumps and all that, and just getting you uh just getting you in, registered in, and locked and loaded, how they say, getting you locked and loaded. So when your drill instructors do come in, they don't got to do all that stuff. They just training you, and that's what happened. So for a week, we went through all that, and um, so like I said, a week went by, and then for Sunday, you know, uh, they asked us, uh, are you a Protestant? I believe they said, are you a Protestant? Because they didn't say Christian. They said something I never heard of, so I ain't know what they was talking about. But it was like, are you a Protestant? Are you a Westerner? They were asking different stuff, because they was gonna let you go to church if if you wanted to go to church, you can go to church. So really, too many people didn't raise their hand, because everybody thought, well, this is my opportunity to chill. On a Sunday, they said we wasn't gonna really do any much right then and there until later on. So people thought, well, while they going to church, I'd be able to sit at the barracks and just chill. Nah, when he seen wasn't not too many people raised their hand, he was like, okay. He said, whoever stay here is gonna clean all my floors, and I'm gonna kill you all night or all day long or all this morning, you know. And after he said that, boy, everybody put their hands up, even me. But like I said, I didn't know what they was talking about when they said like Protestant and stuff like that. Or so, I raised my hand, because I was gonna go to church, and we end up going to church. Everybody was going to church, and I bet people that didn't even believe in God, they was going to church or whatever. But we end up going to church, and I remember going inside, and we sitting down and stuff like that. They got the music playing, and everybody sitting down, and it was cool. Everybody still acting like recruits. All sitting up straight and nervous because you got drill instructors looking at you and stuff like that. So it wasn't relaxing at that point, and all of a sudden, a drill instructor, cause they always do it. Like even when we went to classrooms, you send down. That's your only time to sit down. Somebody might doze off because they sleepy, they tired, they ain't had that much sleep, and then a drill instructor, they be standing in the back, and there you'll see that drill instructor coming on down, about to get that person whoever's sleeping. They gonna snatch you up, take you on out. So this time, I think somebody was about to fall asleep, and the drill instructor walked over there, and you can tell he was about to tear him up. And boy, this pastor or bishop or whatever he was came over there, and he just got into that drill instructor. He was like, no, not in this house. You take that mess out there. Not in my house. Not in God's house. That's what he said. And that drill instructor walked on off, and everybody was just looking like, man, like he just really, told that dang drill instructor off like that they ain't in charge. Like this man here, this pastor, whoever he is, this man is in charge. And he seemed like, he was for us or whatever. So by that happening, you can tell everybody started relaxing and everybody got comfortable. Everybody was looking at each other like, oh snap. So everybody start getting relaxed versus, how we be where everybody just sitting still trying to make sure they don't mess up or whatever. So I remember for myself, I was reading one of those little uh bulletins or whatever you want to call them things. I forgot the little menu, whatever, however you said. Uh but I was reading it and it had Philippians 4:13 on there. I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me. And like for me, just the best way to explain it is like it was just a burst of energy that just came upon me just by reading that. Like I can't explain it all the way. It was just I read it and I just believed in it. You know what I mean? Like it was just inside of me and to the point where like I was motivated. Like I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how. I don't know. Uh, like it wasn't nothing that happened in the beginning. Like I don't remember reading that verse before or nothing. It's just when I read it right then and there, it did something, and I started like started. I felt free. At first, I felt like a little defeated. I felt a little like, man, what I'm doing here. But at that point, I felt like kind of like free in a way where I was open and I was listening to service and, I was just, motivated. I end up going back to the Barretts. I end up going back to the Barretts and my church, my mom church, they gave me a Bible before I left or when I graduated. It had my name on it. Uh, and I took it with me to boot camp. And I remember going back and every night after that, whenever we had like an hour time to ourselves, after we take a shower and stuff like that, you read your letters and stuff. And if I ain't have no letters or I finish reading my letters, I open up that Bible and start reading. Like I told you before, that was my first time. 2003 was my first time ever opening up the Bible for myself to just read for myself, being inspired, to just read it and just really try to understand it. And no lie, when I started reading it, like just Genesis, starting with Genesis, man, I was like, man, this stuff just, I don't know, it did something to my mind where I was like, this stuff makes sense. Like the sun, the two lights, and one is the sun. Like it was all coming together to me to where I was like, this is the truth. Like there's something about this that makes sense, and it's just right, and it was empowering me to where I felt like I just really had some type of understanding of things. And that was my first time ever reading the Bible. And it was because of that, man, that moment in my life where I felt, encouraged. Like I said that word encouraged me to the point where I end up opening the Bible for myself. And like I said, I read a whole lot while I was in boot camp. I didn't get too far, but I read more than I ever read. Uh, because that was like I said, that was my first. Well, I ain't gonna say that was my first time opening up the Bible. I'm pretty sure I opened up the Bibles, and somebody will tell you to open it up to this and then read that. But this was my first time actually trying to open it up and read and understand it myself. All right. Uh, so I always say like what I'm looking forward to, uh, when it comes to when somebody, look at this video, um, and always, the main purpose, one of the main purpose is to, I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that relates to, and I don't know if you heard that sound, that was my jar, but I don't know if, no, I ain't gonna say I don't know. I know that there's somebody out there that probably can relate, you know. They probably same thing probably happened to them. You don't have to be at boot camp, but they could went through something that made them, they heard a scripture and it inspired them, and that kind of like started their journey into reading the Bible. So hopefully they relate to it. If they're still in the beginning, it might just recently happen, and it maybe seeing this video encouraging them to continue on, because they're not the only one out there. So I'm hoping that God led them to this video, and you're inspired to continue on. And I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything else that I can think of as far as just what I desire, or what I'm looking forward to. But whatever it is, I know that God didn't have me go through that and not place it in my heart to make this video for no reason. So I know somebody's out there, and uh whoever you are, um God bless you. Leave a comment if you want to share something that you got out of the video, or if you just want to share something God has told you. Leave a comment at the bottom, and uh, like I said, man, reach out if need be. If you want to talk, we can talk, man. And yeah, man. Anybody else that's looking at this video, man, I pray that God is uh working with you, and showing you everything, keeping you encouraged, like just really like working with you to the point where, man, you're not feeling defeated. You know, you're empowered, and you inspired just like I was. In that at that moment. All right, I guess that's the end. All right, love you and have a great day. All right.